anyone in there? Can you hear me? Thank you, Soumya. Only 50 students joined till now. We'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes and then I will start the class. Okay, guys? Hello, everyone. Are you there? Oh, yes, so done. Good evening, guys. Are you there? I got only one reply from Soumya. Yeah, what happened? Oh, yes, so dull. Anything you would like to ask? I think there is a question in your mind, I think. So, colleges will reopen or not? I think this is the question may rise in your mind, I think so. Am I right? Okay, so only 60 students are joined. I will give you clarity at the end of the session, okay? Don't worry. Okay, so I think still some students are joining. Anyway, I will start the class. Meanwhile, they will join, okay? Uh, I think everyone is fine, guys, after a long time. So actually, we have only three concepts remaining in Unit 4. For three concepts, I will give you a simple single example. That's all. That is better, guys. Okay. So one is real-time use of a class in live projects. Another one is data modeling examples, case study of an ATM. So this is data modeling is nothing but the class items, whatever the data members are there, that is the class data. That's all. That is the how to model the class examples by using an example, real-time example. I would like to take. So real-time example means real-time live projects in the sense I would like to take an example for ATM only. So that will be shoot for both the topics. Okay. So the remaining all topics I already completed. You can check in this Unit 4 syllabus. No worry. Okay. Okay. So total 66 have joined to now. Okay, fine, guys. Let me start the class. So I will give you a real-time example in the sense I would like to give you a large program, but you need to understand carefully. And I am giving a very easy example, guys. Okay. So uh, so I would like to ask you one question. I would like to ask you one question. How many gone to ATM till now, and you withdrawn your money, or any of your parents as well? Okay. How many? Have you gone to ATMs to draw money? I'm asking that question, guys. No, only one student responded no. What happened, guys? Anusha, yes. Yeah, I think everybody know how to draw the money from ATM. Okay, so if you have the ATM, definitely, I think at least you may gone to with your parents also as well. I think so. Okay, so anyway, that is the question I would like to give it clarity. And earlier we have used the ATMs for only withdraw the money. So, but nowadays we have the facility to credit the money. That means you can credit the money into ATMs to your account, and you can withdraw that amount also. Okay, so that is the basic example. He is giving a real-time example in the question by using classes, methods, and objects I am discussing right now. So if you understand this concept, I will move to the unit 5 definitely. Okay. So coming to the topic, first of all, I am creating a ATM class. I am creating a ATM class. So because I have other class like ATM, here I am giving ATM class ATM. So I am creating an object for the ATM. I am creating an object for the ATM, that is obj equal to ATM. How to create an object in Python, you know already. Okay. So object name equal to class name with brackets. Okay, with parentheses, empty parentheses. So object equal to ATM. So here obj is nothing but an object. So whenever I am giving an object here, you can call the methods by using object only. So that's the reason whenever you are having a methods inside the class, you need to execute those methods. You need to call those methods by using object dot method name. Okay, object dot method name. I am giving obj dot login. I am giving obj dot login. So it will check where the login method is there here. Okay, where the login method is there here. So yes, I am having login method inside the class ATM. First of all, before going to explain the logic, I would like to run the program to show the output pattern. Okay, so I'm getting the message, hello, welcome to deposit and withdrawal machine. Okay, that means you can deposit the amount and you can withdraw the amount. Okay, you can withdraw the amount for the particular ATM machine. Please enter your 4-digit pin. So I'm giving a general pin like 1 2 3 4. I'm giving like, okay. So I would like to give 1 2 3 4. I would like to give 1 2 3 4. So it is getting like pin accepted. Okay, pin accepted. So enter amount to be deposited. Okay, so I would like to deposit the amount 10,000 rupees. Okay, so amount deposited 10,000 rupees. It is displaying that amount deposited 10,000 rupees. Okay, now enter amount to be withdrawn. I think many students are have not joined from second years, it seems. So can anybody, Sushma or anyone else, please post the message in the group, because whenever I'm having class, I don't want to touch my mobile even. Okay, so please guys, anyone, uh, because according to timetable, I thought that you will follow that. So that's the reason only I'm telling. Okay, so anyone please post the one message. So all of you please join in the class, Python class. You just post that message, anyone please. Okay, because this is very real-time example, I would like to tell you guys. So only 70 students joined. The 70 students out of 20 students are other than second CSC. Only 25% only joined, I think. So that's the reason why I'm asking guys. I don't know why it happened like this. Okay. If anyone posted the message, just send me that in the chat box. Anyone posted the message? Thank you, Ambika. Okay. So enter the amount with to be withdrawn. For example, that means now my ATM having the amount 10,000 rupees. Okay. Now enter amount to be withdrawn. So I would like to give 5,000 rupees. I would like to withdraw 5,000 rupees. Okay. You withdraw 5,000 rupees. Net available balance is 5,000 rupees. That means it is displaying. So out of 10,000, you withdrawn 5,000 rupees. Okay. Then what about the remaining balance? That means it can be checked in your ATM as well. Okay. So this is the real-time example, guys. Okay. So I think hope you understand the question now. And let me run it again. Okay. Let me run it again. If I am giving enter your 4-digit pin, I'm not giving 1 2 3 4. Okay. I'm just giving something else. I'm giving 4 5 6 7. It is getting invalid pen. Can anybody tell? Can anybody tell? Because many students are using ATM, I think. Okay. So if you are giving 3 times wrong password, what will happen, guys? If you are giving 3 password attempts as wrong password, that means ATM password, then what will happen? Yes, Venkataraw, good. So anyone remaining, please respond in the chat box, guys. Please be active, guys. What happened, guys? Yeah, not blocked. Actually, 24 hours it will be blocked. Actually, it will give like the message like that. So after 24 hours only, you can reactivate the account like that. Okay, so that is the main thing you have to understand. Okay. So anyway, let me give the another password. That means so the first time I'm giving 4567. I forgot my password. Okay, so I'm giving 7895 like that. I'm just giving like that. Okay, so again it is getting invalid pin. Okay, so I'm giving 85678. Okay, so that means 3 times I entered the wrong password. Okay, so too many incorrect tries. Account logged 24 hours. Okay, so account logged up to 24 hours. For example, I'm just giving like message. Okay, so up to 24 hours. Okay, so it will get the message like that, guys. Okay, so hope you understand now. Now you no need to credit the amount. You don't need to then withdraw amount. That means because you entered the wrong password, you use wrong pin for your ATM. Okay, so this is a generalized example for I would like to explain you guys. Okay, so if anybody having any doubt, please mention in the chat box, guys. No worry. Now I'm creating an object for ATM. Now first of all I'm calling the obj.login. So let me explain obj.login. That means obj.login means login method. You can see, guys, here I am giving a login method. So you know that self parameter should be the default parameter for every method in the object-oriented programming methods. Tries equal to 0. So that means number of tries should be limited. First of all, I am giving like 0. While tries less than 3. That means 0 less than 3. Okay. Pin equal to input, enter, please enter your 4-digit pin. That means it will ask the question like please enter your 4-digit pin. It will ask the question like that. Next, for example, if I am giving 1 2 3 4, if I am giving 1 2 3 4 and at the runtime, if I am giving 1 2 3 4, pin will be stored like a 1 2 3 4 like that. Then if pin equal to 1 2 3 4, that means the 1 2 3 4 equal to 1 2 3 4. Then print pin accepted. So it will give the message like pin accepted, return true. That means return true means it will go to the that means function calling method like that. Okay, so return true means it just return something pin accepted like that, and it will control back to the calling function. That means object dot with deposit method will be executed. Okay. For example, if you're giving wrong password instead of 1 2 3 4. For example, let me give in like 4 5 6 7. It will check 4 5 6 7 equal to 1 2 3 4. The condition is wrong. Then it will go to the else part, print invalid pin. It will be displayed like invalid pin. Tries plus equal to 1. That means tries equal to try plus 1. This is the logic. So tries is 0. Tries equal to 0 plus 1. That means tries value is 1. That means now whenever you are giving invalid pin, so the one attempted is completed. Okay. So after that, it is a while loop. It is again going back to the while loop. Okay. Now it will check 1 less than 3. Okay. 1 less than 3 condition true. Pin equal to. So please enter your 4-digit pin. Again it will ask the please enter your 4-digit pin because you entered the last pin as a wrong password, like wrong pin like that. Okay. So I'm giving again like 789 like this. So it is also not matching. So pin accepted will not be printed, else it will go to the invalid pin. Tries equal to tries plus 1. That means tries will be now 2. Okay. Again it will while loop will be incremented 2 less than 3. Condition. Again it will ask the enter your 4-digit pin. So again I am giving like a wrong password like 5678. 5678 not at all equal to 1 2 3 4. Again it will execute the else part. Invalid pin. Now tries value is 3. So it will check the while loop. 3 less than 3. 3 less than 3 means condition false. So whenever the condition is false, you know Python having the facility, you can use the else statement. Whenever you are using a else statement here, you can access it through while loop also. You know already, okay? Because in C language and Java, we need to specify else statement for only if condition. But whereas in Python, we can declare the else method for loop and as well as while loop also. So whenever the condition is false, it will go to the else part. Too many incorrect attempts, account logged up to 24 hours, it will give you the message like that. Hope you understand the login method. And coming to the deposit method. Now it will go to the deposit method. Okay, I think I explained the two lines. So that means two tries like whether it is a true or not. So let me explain a deposit method. Okay, so let me run it again once. Okay, please enter your 4-digit pin. I'm giving 1 2 3 4. So pin accepted. Enter the amount to be deposited. So I'm giving 10,000. The amount deposited 10,000 rupees. How it is displaying that message, I will tell you now. Okay, so obj.deposit. Now it will execute the deposit method. So where the deposit method will be there? Here deposit method will be there. You can see guys. Okay, it is deposit method. The amount equal to float, because so usually whenever you are giving a amount, it will be displayed in floating point. You know already. Okay, the amount equal to float, input of enter amount to be deposited. Okay, so it will ask the input method. So I am giving 10,000 rupees. So 10,000 will be stored in the variable called amount. Now I am giving self.balance equal to self.balance plus amount. So what is self.balance here? I am giving init method. You know already about init method. Okay, so whenever I am giving a init method in the ATM, so that means in the class, so it will call automatically whenever you are creating an object. You know already. Okay, by default, what is the balance? Balance is 0. You know already. Okay, so I'm assigning like that. So it will display self.balance plus amount. So that means 0 plus amount. What is the amount? Amount is 10,000. Now self.balance equal to self.balance plus amount. Okay, so here what is the amount what is the amount you have now? So here it is nothing but amount will be incremented automatically. So that is amount deposited as 10,000 rupees. I'm declaring like that. Okay, so here I'm asking the parameter like that. That's the reason it is displaying like that. Okay, so enter amount to be withdrawn. Okay, so now why it is displaying withdrawn method? Now let me explain this. Here it is a deposit method. I am calling withdraw method. Okay, I am calling withdraw method. So what is the purpose of withdraw method? So let me run this program first. So enter the amount to be withdrawn. What amount? For example, I am giving 2,000 rupees. I am drawing 2,000 rupees from ATM. Okay, so I am just giving 2,000. I am pressing enter. So you withdraw 2,000 rupees. Net available balance, it is displaying like 8,000, but it is display method actually. So because whenever I am giving output, so it will display automatically. You know already. Okay. So let me give withdraw method. Let me explain withdraw method. I'm just using plus and minus. That's all. Okay, nothing is there here. So withdraw method. Enter the amount to be withdrawn. So how much amount I have given? 2,000. Okay. So here I have given a condition like a self.balance greater than equal to amount. Self.balance equal to self.balance minus amount. So I am giving like that. Why here I am giving a condition? Because I am depositing 10,000 rupees. If I am withdrawing the amount like 20,000 rupees, it will not be possible. Then it will display insufficient balance. Okay. For that reason I have given this condition. Otherwise the amount will be debited and remaining balance will be shown like this. Okay, because I am giving only minus operation like this. Okay, and last operation display. So what is the display method? So where is the display method logic? So this is the display method logic. Okay, so net available balance I am giving self.balance. Okay, I am giving self.balance. So what is the balance here? 8,000 rupees. Okay, so it will be displayed like that. So that means here program is not lengthy. You have to understand the concept, how it is executing the concept like this. Okay, so let me run this again. I will give the wrong password now. So first of all, I will give the wrong password. 1 second. 1 2 3 4 5. Invalid password. Okay, invalid pin. So let me give 5421 like that. It will again ask the second time. So now I am giving the third time correct password. So it will be valid now. Okay, pin accept. Enter the amount to be deposited. So I am depositing the amount 5,000 rupees. Okay, so I am depositing 5,000 rupees. Enter the amount to be withdrawn. I would like to draw 6,500 rupees. Okay, so insufficient balance. Net available balance only 5,000 rupees. It will be displayed like that. Even ATMs also, you can, whenever you are drawing on the amount which is greater than there in your ATM. Okay, sir. For example, in your ATM card, you're having 10,000 rupees. So if you would like to draw 20,000 rupees, it may not be possible. Okay, so it cannot be possible. Okay, because it is displaying like insufficient balance. So this is the best example, guys. This is the just like a case study. Why is giving a case study with modeling example? Because basically you are already explained understanding the concepts of object oriented programming. What is a class? What is a method? What is a object and all. So how to call the method? How to these can be easily understandable with a real-time example, because whenever you're discussing a object-oriented programming like Python and Java, these are very useful for the real-time examples. Okay, so until now we have discussed about reverse number, strong number and all programs. Those are not very important actually. That may be important for a special interview point of view, that's all. But these are the very beautiful features we have, because whenever you are that means even ATM, how ATM is working, because there is a programming logic inside in the computer logic. Okay, so in the computer chip there is a program already programmed in that particular chip. That's the reason it is getting like that. Okay, so this is up to unit 4, guys. Hope you understand everyone. I will move to the unit 5. So 1 minute. Before going to unit 5, I would like to give you another example for with I would like to give a generalized example for related to bank statements like that. So let me give you an example for this. Here I am giving a real-time example for a method overriding. I already told you on a real-time example in the last class what is a method overriding and all. Here I would like to display the rate of interest. I think everybody knows, if you have the bank account, you will get a interest for every quarter period like that. Okay, so that means, but the rate of interest should be different from every bank to another bank. That means one bank to another bank. Okay, so it should not be same for every bank to with the same number. Okay, so it can be possible by using method of overriding. Okay, so in real time, if you're giving like here I'm giving a object for b1 equal to axis. Okay, b1 equal to axis. So here I'm giving b2 equal to SBI, b3 equal to ICICI. Okay, so here 1 minute, let me draw like this. Axis Bank, Axis Bank rate of interest I'm calling like b1 dot get ROI. Get ROI is a user defined method. I'm giving like method. Okay, so and get ROI means get rate of interest. Okay, so b1 dot get rate of interest means so it will execute the this get rate of interest. So what is the rate of interest? Rate of interest is 10% actually. Okay, so and it will just display 10% like that. It will just display 10. Okay, again if I'm giving SBI rate of interest get ROI, that means whenever I'm giving the function name should be different, like get ROI underscore axis, get ROI underscore SBI. So those are very, because programmer, that means whoever the developer are developing the logics, he has to remember all the method names. Even here the method overriding, the flexibility is you can give the same name with same parameters, that is called method overriding. Okay, and can you please tell me anyone, here I am giving SBI of axis, ICICI of axis. So what is the meaning of this? Which inheritance is following here? Which type of inheritance is following here? Can you tell me anyone in the chat box? All of you please respond in the chat box. Are you remembering the concepts or you are forgetting the concepts? No? Wrong answer 26. Yes, Bhavani. You are forgetting the concepts, guys. Oh, no. Everyone is saying different types of inheritance. So here, what is the axis? Axis is a superclass. We just define like that. Okay. There are two child classes for axis class. You just think like that, because even SBI having axis, ICICI having axis in brackets. Okay. Then what is it? So many students are saying wrong answer in the chat box. Okay. Shall I? No, guys. No, guys. Okay, shall I open the notes again? You're not reading the concepts, guys. No, no, no. Everybody, so only one or two persons only told the correct answer so far. So very bad, guys. Why? You are studying in this way, then how can you remember all the concepts, guys? I have given a simple picture with examples also. So there are different types of inheritance with diagram. With the diagram, I have given like that. So Bhavani, can you please tell me why how it will be multiple inheritance? So parent class are 2 and child class is 1. Then it is called multiple inheritance. Okay. You can see, guys. Here you can see the example. So class raise car 1 of car, class 2 raise car 2 of car 1. Can you please tell me what is the inheritance now? Very good. Pravalika, Bhavani, correct. Remaining students also. Out of 91 students, only 3 students said the correct answer. Yes, so Praja, that is correct answer. Don't confuse. Why are so confusing, guys? I already forwarded the notes. I think Harshita, that is correct answer. You can see the question because if I would like, because we have already completed unit 4. I have given another example just for recalling all the concepts. So you can see, so parent class, child class, grandchild class, this is the relations of multi-level inheritance. But here you can see the bracket like that, you can see race car 1 like that. But I am giving a super class for every class. That means it is the parent class. Hierarchically the answer. Because Axis is the super class, remaining SBA like that, remaining banks are child class like that. I am just giving a generalized example because Axis is not a parent class for SBA. SBA is the one of the main branch, you know already. Okay, I'm just giving a generalized example. You can see the program also. Race car 2 having bracket in brackets. I'm giving car. Race car 1 also I'm having car. So this is called hierarchical. Okay, this is called hierarchical inheritance. Please don't forget, guys. Please don't forget. Okay, so I hope you understand now. So I'm just running this program. You can see the output. Axis Bank rate of interest is 10. SBI rate of interest is 7. ICICI rate of interest is 8. Basically, SBI interest only less, you know, because Kotak Mahindra Bank, Axis Bank, those private banks will give the rate of interest as a biggest value compared to SBI. Okay. Yes, Usha and Harshita. Okay, fine, guys. But why many students are so dull today? I don't know what happened. So anyway, so this is up to unit 4, guys. If you have any doubts in the unit 4, you just mention in the chat box. Definitely I will clarify those questions in the next class, definitely. Okay, so this is unit 4. So I did not left any single topic, you can see, guys. And let me move to the unit 5 because I don't want to waste the time, because we have only limited time, only 2 days. But from this week onwards I would like to explain at least 3 days per week. Okay, because 2 days means uh, I'm getting like boring. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, so because some students may forget the concepts even, that's the reason I would like to continue. Okay, so errors and exceptions. So this is the topic. So errors and exceptions, this is the main concept in unit 5. So I think whoever are learning Python, so after completion of this topic, you can understand all the concepts of Python. This is very important concept, guys. Okay. So what is error? What is exception? It is very important question in interview point of view. Even what is error? What is exception? But in Python, it is different. Basically, error and exceptions are having different meanings in C language and Java. So I will tell you simple example. I will ask you some question. You just answer in the chat box, guys. My question is, so EC is a compiled or interpreted language or both? Is C language is compiled language or interpreted language or both? That is the question I would like to ask you. Is C language is compiled or interpreted language, or both? That means both compiled and interpreted. That is the question I am asking. No guys, everybody is saying compiled language. This is actually interview question. That's the reason I am asking. So no compiled language guys, both, because you have to compile, then you have to run the program, then only you will get the output, right? So that means it is both compiled and interpreted language. Java also both. Java also both. Now can you please tell me what is Python belongs to? Python belongs to which function? That means either it is compiled or interpreted or both. Only 3 students responded so far. Everybody should respond guys, everybody should respond, because I am going to explain unit 5. Okay. Okay. So everybody is saying that interpreted. Everybody is saying that interpreted. Yes, Python is interpreted language. I am agree with you. I am agree with you. So basically, thank you guys. Thanks for your response till now. So basically, whenever you are having languages, C language, Java like that, HTML, for example, let me explain HTML. HTML is interpreted language because there is no compilation in that. There is no compilation in that. Okay. Yeah, whenever you are making any changes in HTML program, you just refresh the program, just F5, and you will get the output. So it is interpreted. There is no compilation required. So in the same way, Python also, it is an interpreted language. It is a interpreted language. So here, basically the topic is errors and exceptions, syntax errors, exceptions. This is the concept actually. So let me explain errors and exceptions in Python. If anybody asking a question like that, so I will give you a simple clarity, because in Python there is no compilation. You will get the errors at the time of runtime only, but don't think like runtime errors are all are exceptions, because here whoever knows Java, they know what is an exception, because I will tell you the definition. What is an error, what is an exception first. Error is nothing but a syntax error. For example, if you're getting any error in the compile time, that is nothing but an error actually. Okay. So what is meant by exception? Exception is nothing but, the definition is called as a runtime error. Runtime error is nothing but the error which is occurred at the time of runtime is called as an exception. So that is the basic definition of exception. So exception is a runtime error, error is a syntax error. They will in Java usually tell like that. Okay. But in C language there is no exceptions concept, because C having some drawbacks. C language having some drawbacks guys. Okay. So for that reason, C language having some drawbacks are there, because so there is no exceptions concepts in C language. So runtime errors cannot be handled by C language. Okay. So basically, what is an error? First of all, let me explain. Errors are the problems in a program due to which the program will stop the execution. On the other hand, exceptions are raised when some internal events occur which changes the normal flow of a program. Okay. That means it will check the internal events. That means it will check the internal error like that. Okay. I will give you the clarity with example. Don't worry. Errors or mistakes in a program are often referred to as bugs. That means errors are also referred to as bugs. Okay. So bug is nothing but an error. Okay. So they are almost always the fault of the programmer. That means whenever you are getting an error means it is always the fault of the programmer. That means the user only. Okay. The process of finding and eliminating errors is called debugging. So what is meant by debugging? The process of reducing or finding, eliminating or errors is called debugging. Okay. So these are the very important definitions in interview point of view guys. Okay. The process of eliminating errors is called dash. They will give like the questions. Okay. That's the reason I have given these examples like debugging. Bug is also called as an error like that. Okay. Errors can be classified into 3 major groups: syntax errors, logical errors, runtime errors. Okay. So basically errors are categorized into three types: syntax errors, logical errors, runtime errors. But in many textbooks, Python only supports syntax errors and runtime errors. They are giving like that. But I would like to give the difference between all the 3. That's the reason I have mentioned all the 3 here. What is meant by syntax errors? First of all, let me explain syntax errors, because in syllabus also they clearly mentioned the first concept in this chapter as syntax errors. Okay, let me explain you what is syntax error. Syntax, what is the meaning of a syntax? First of all, syntax is nothing but a rule, because basically whenever we are having any programming language, they will give some keywords, they will give some instructions for the user to define the for loop, how the for loop will be syntax, how the while loop syntax will be there. So that will be defined by developers itself. Okay, so if you are giving a wrong syntax, then it will give obviously showing like that syntax errors like that. Okay, Python will find these kind of errors when it tries to pass a program and exit the error message without running anything. Okay, so basically it is just like a spelling mistakes. Also it will be displaying syntax errors. I have given some examples for your understanding purpose. So I am giving common Python syntax errors include leaving out a keyword. For example, you are forgetting the keyword. Okay, putting a keyword in a wrong place, leaving out symbols such as colon, comma, brackets. For example, if you are giving a if condition, you forgot to give in a colon, then it is getting an error. Okay, misspelling a keyword, that means if you are giving a spelling as keyword spelling as a wrong, then it is getting a syntax error. Incorrect indentation, this is very important, guys, because this indentation concept is not there in C language and Java. Indentation concept is there in only Python. Many students will get the indentation errors, especially in placement interview questions. Okay, in placement seasons, many students are getting the one programming question. So if they are writing in a Python interpreter, they will get indentation errors, because many students getting confusing about indentation, because there is no curly braces like we have in C language and Java. Okay, so in the same way empty block. So these are the various conditions for syntax errors. I will explain note about later, because I have to explain pass keyword in before it. So I did not cover about pass keyword. I will discuss in the next class. Then I will tell this what is a note and all. Okay. So let me explain. Python will do the best techniques for whether the error is located or not. So let me give an example, guys. It is very easy. I am giving example 1. Here I am giving hello, print hello I am giving. Okay, so can you please tell me what is the error in this? I am just giving print hello. What is the error in this? Can anybody tell in the chat box, guys? Yes, 424, that is correct answer. Yes, excellent. MCA 40, 69, Prabhas, Navika, Bhavani, Venkatrao, Neelam, Divya, Ramana. Okay, thank you guys. Supraja, Bhavani, enough. Thank you guys. 411. Okay, Pravalika. Okay, fine. So let me run it, guys. Let me run it. Okay, because why compared to C language and Java, Python is very flexible to predict the error and to resolve the error, to debug the program. You can see the error, guys. You can see the error. Syntax error. Okay, what is the error? Missing parenthesis in call to print. Did you mean print hello? He is giving the answer even. Okay, in C language and Java, many times it is getting the syntax errors. Even students are unable to understand the errors. They are confusing how it is getting error. You just call to your friends and check the entire program. Otherwise, faculty will come to that place and he will solve the problem. So because Python is very flexible, you know, it is getting missing parenthesis. After that, it is giving the suggestion. Did you mean print hello? That means you have to give bracket. So because in earlier 3.x, that means 3.0 version, before version of Python, print statement does not allow parenthesis. This is also point you would like to know. In Python 1.0, in Python 2.0, in Python 2.9 versions, print statement does not need parenthesis. After 3.0 version only updated the Python concepts, and the print statement must be followed the parenthesis. Okay. For that reason, if you are doubt about any program, some websites still showing print with no brackets. Some websites, okay, because that is not updated even. That's the reason I'm telling. Okay. Now so I think here you just forgot this error actually. Okay. Here because it is basically a editor. In C language, we will not get the error at the time of writing a program, because it is the power of the spider editor. That's the reason it is getting the error like this. But you just forgot about that. Okay, when errors will be syntax errors will be occurred. That means if you are just giving a parenthesis, if you are forgetting the parenthesis according to syntax, then it is getting an error. Okay, now I am running the program. It is getting hello. It is getting hello. Next. So here are some examples of syntax errors in Python. Okay, I have already written everything in Python 3.x print-in built-in function. Print is a built-in function and request parenthesis. The statement above violates the usage and hence syntax error is displayed in Python 3.x. This is very important, guys. Okay. Next, for example, let me move the second example. I am giving if 7 greater than 5, 7 is big. I am not giving colon here. I am not giving colon here. Okay. I am not giving colon here. So that's the reason it is getting error. It is showing syntax error. Okay. So here what is missing? Here why it is getting like this invalid syntax? Here colon is missing. Here colon is missing. So if you just put the colon, then it is fine. I'm just giving a general example. I'm not giving a statement. Don't think like that. Okay. So it is one type of error. Similarly, if you forget to add colon at the end of the if condition, you will get a syntax error. Okay. So in the same way, for example, indentation error. So for example, if you are giving if greater than 5, print statement started in the first line itself. If I am giving a print statement in the first line itself, it is getting error again. Expected and indented block. It is getting indentation error. It is not a syntax error, guys. Okay, but it is indentation error. It is displaying like that. Okay, I will give you clarity of what is a syntax error, what is an indentation error, and all. Don't worry. Indentation error means expected indented block means you have to give 4 spaces. You have to give 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then obviously it will remove that error. Okay, hope you understand what is a syntax error now. So I will explain the indentation error and all. Don't worry. So he is giving keyword spellings. So keyword spelling. For example, I am giving this next example. I am giving while with 2 letters. Okay, this is not the keyword in Python. While ll, I'm not giving. I'm giving 2 lls here. Okay, so it is getting error like this. Okay, so the error should be syntax error. So it is getting syntax error. You can see, guys, syntax error. Okay, so what is the error in this? But it is just invalid syntax. But it's not giving clearly like while ll like that. Okay, because you are giving a keyword error. You have to understand. Basically, some errors will be displayed like that. Okay, so I'm giving while now. Now I will just tell. I will just what is the output, guys? Can you please tell me what will be the output for this program in the chat box? Can you please tell me what is the output of this program? Yes, Venkatraw. What, guys? You forgot the concepts or what happened? Yeah, just see the program. I would like to just to interact with you because how many students are following, just I would like to know, guys. That's the reason only I'm asking. Okay, guys, thank you. So 1 to 10 is printed. Thank you. Okay. So now I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are getting 1 to 10. I think it is fine now. So it is merely misspelled. So if we run the program, we will get the error. So these are syntax errors, guys. So now I will come into the concept of logical errors. So syntax errors are very easy to identify, guys, compared to logical errors. Because syntax errors always follows the syntax rules. So whenever you're giving a syntax errors means you just understand the basic syntax of the Python, then definitely you will know. But logical errors are logical errors also called as semantic errors. First of all, it is also called as semantic errors. Okay, so here these are most difficult to fix. Why it is giving most difficult to fix means that means some mistake, some logic will be different. So in the particular program, so it will get the incorrect results. So this is not a logical error. Okay, so because there is no error will be displayed, but it is still getting a wrong result. That is called as a logical error. That means there is a some mistake is there in the logic. That's the reason it is getting like logical error. Okay. Here using the wrong variable name, you indented a block to the wrong level. Okay. So using integer division instead of float point division, getting operator precedence wrong. Okay. So making a mistake in a Boolean expression of by one of the numerical errors. So that means these are the various examples I am giving. But sometimes, so if you misspell the identifier name, you may get runtime error or logical error. That means you will get both errors are there. Okay, sometimes it will get runtime error, sometimes it will get logical error based on the IDE you are using. Okay, but don't think in that way. I will just give you a simple example. Definitely understand what is logical error. I would like to find out the average of the two numbers. I would like to find out the average of the two numbers. I'm just giving the float data type, enter a number. The average of two numbers you have entered is Z. I'm just giving this example. So let me run this example. For example, I'm giving 2. 1 minute. Let me show the numbers 1 minute. Okay. 3. I'm giving 4. Can you please tell me in the answer, guys? What is the average of 3 plus 4? And which output will be printed for this program? Which output will be printed for this program? You know what is the average of 3 and 4? I know. I am asking which number will be printed for this program? Mehar Sudha, super. Excellent, Mehar Sudha. No, Venkatrao. Navyasti correct. 85 wrong. Priyanka correct answer. Varma correct answer. Pravalika wrong answer. Just understand the question. I am asking that for my program, what will the output here? I am not asking the average of 3 and 4. Yes. So many students are confusing. Some students are saying answer is 4. Some students are answer is 6. Some students are saying answer 3.5. Why you are getting confusion? Because here there is an error is there. If I am running this code, I will get the number as 5.0. But it is wrong. Because here there is an error, but it is not getting error because it is a logical error. Logical error means whenever you are, that means here you can see this errors. Here getting operator precedence wrong. This is the case we are getting here in this example. Because whenever you are giving a plus b by 2 like that, it is not the average. It is not the average of two numbers. You have to give a plus b within parenthesis. Then only you will get the average of the two numbers in a correct format. That means the correct answer will be given the output. So sometimes students may forget that. Okay. So this is a logical error. So here you can see the division is because of the order of operations in arithmetic. The division is evaluated before addition. So that's the reason if I'm giving 3 plus 4 by 2, it will done 4 by 2 first. 4 by 2 is nothing but 2. 3 plus 2 is nothing but 2. 3 plus 2 is nothing but 5.0 because I'm taking a float data type. So whenever I'm giving a division operation, it will obviously get the floating point number. Okay. So in order to get the correct result, you have to give bracket parenthesis. So if I'm giving 3 and 4 now, the average of two numbers you have entered is 3.5. So it is the correct answer. So this is a logical error, guys. Hope you understand now what is a syntax error and what is a logical error. Next, runtime errors. Now this is the concept of unit 5 actually. So this is not possible in C language. So that can be easily solved by Python. So runtime errors can be handled by Python. So runtime errors, that means syntactically those are correct. Okay, that is free of syntax errors. But you have to understand one thing, guys. There is free of syntax errors, but in Spider IDE, it is showing the error. Don't worry. Okay, don't think like that, because so this is the editor problem. Okay, so but runtime errors also it will give the error message like that in some situations. Okay, so don't think in that way. So what is a runtime error? I will tell you. So for example, the program is correct. There is no program. There is no error in the program. So you will get some conditions like division by 0. For example, if I am giving division by 0, what will happen? So it is not a error actually. Okay. So if I am giving a value 10, b value 0, then what will happen? So this is the condition. For example, performing incompatibility, these are all comes under exceptions. Whatever I have mentioned here, using an identifier which has not been defined. That means if you are not defining any variable name, if you are using that variable name, okay. So that means it is also there in the syntax error also. Sometimes it may depends upon the program. Access a list element, dictionary element, attribute which does not exist. Okay. So you are accessing a, for example, if I am having a list of 3 numbers, I would like to access a list of 5 element, 5th element. Trying to access file which does not exist, it will get the runtime errors. Okay. So runtime errors means, for example, I am giving a simple example for your understanding purpose. So hope you understand what is a logical error. So here it is a logic, guys. Now, so I am giving a division of 2 numbers, a value 10, b value 0. I am running the code. Can you see any error in this? So there is no error in this. You can see there is no red color box is coming like this here. Okay. So because it is syntactically correct, syntactically it is correct. A value 10, b value 0. I am giving a by b. So these are called as a runtime errors. Now it is getting error. So what error we are getting? This is called zero division error. It is not syntax error. You can see it is not displaying like syntax error. It is displaying like zero division error. It is displaying like a zero division error. Okay. So it is division by 0. It is displaying like that. But how can we solve this program? By using exception handling, we can solve. Don't worry. Okay. So this is the concept of exceptions. So it is nothing but a runtime error. So runtime errors can be done in so many ways. Not only this example, I would like to tell another example also. Don't worry. I explained each and everything. What is a zero division error? Why it is getting like? Why it is the meaning of traceback? Why? Because sometimes they will in interviews also they will ask. So in which case in which case type error will be occurred? So in the interviews point of view also they may ask some questions like that. Okay. So that's the reason I have given what is meant by traceback. Okay. So because there's a theory concept. I don't want to explain all these things. Don't worry. So I will just explain the next example. So hope you understand what is a runtime error. So here I am giving. Can you tell me what is the output of this program? Can you tell me, anyone? Can you tell me, anyone, what is the output of this program? You should answer, guys. Yes. Many students are getting like, you are telling error. What is that error? Is it syntax error? Is it runtime error? Is it logical error? Just now I explained what are the different errors are there. You just tell me which error will be occurred. Yes, Ushasri. Priyanka, correct answer. Yeah, you just understand the difference. What is a compile time, what is a runtime, what is a syntax error and all, you know already. So basically in C language and Java, the definition of compile time, the definition of syntax error is nothing but the errors which are occurred at the time of compilation is called syntax errors. But there is no concept of compilation in Python. That's the reason I did not given the definition here. You have to understand, guys, because I'm having very clarity in that. Okay, the errors which are occurred at runtime is called exceptions in Java actually. But I don't want to reveal the definition in the Python because these are different. So it is not logical error 411. It is a runtime error. Okay, because there is no logical error in this code. It is index error. It is displaying like it is not a syntax error. It is index error. It is index error. List index out of range. Because this is the first element stored in list of 0. The second element stored in list of 1. This third element is stored in list of 2. If you are giving list of 3, what is the meaning in it? Because there is no third elements in the list. Then how can you give that number? If you are giving number 2, then it will get 30. If you are giving number 0, then you will get 10. If you're giving 4 or 5, whatever it may be, 6, you will get index error. So these are nothing but exceptions. I will show on table here. So these are the inbuilt exceptions actually. Inbuilt exception classes. Okay. So attribute error, import error, type error, value error, tab error, runtime error, zero division error. Just now I have explained zero division error. Okay. So these are the exceptions, but it will be displayed like error like that. Okay, but it is exception, runtime error. These are all runtime errors. What is attribute error? So this exception occurs when the attribute that we are trying to access, whether for assigning a value or getting a value, does not exist. So you know already attribute means, because I already told you in the last class also, attributes, how to create attributes and how to access attributes, you know already. That means the class trying to access a class member variable which is not defined in a class. For example, if you're giving this exception occurs when the imported module is not found. This is import error. For example, so because you no need to, if you for example in interviews or if you're getting any question in examination point of view, if you're getting anyone asked what is an import error, you just give import. You know, import math. I'm giving mathematic like that. Okay, I'm giving mathematic like that. So I would like enter, okay, mathematic dot sqrt of 4. Let me run this code. So module not found error. I'm getting module not found error. Okay, you can see. So 1 minute. So it is also there, but I specified only few here. But because we have all these called as a runtime errors, because there is no error in this actually. It is not getting any error. But because there is no mathematics, because if you are giving math, then if you're giving math dot here, okay. So then if you run this program, you will get 2.0. Okay. In the same way, if you are importing another, for example, what is meant by import? Here you can see now. What is import? This exception occurs when the imported module is not found. That means which one is the module? For example, if you're importing any module other than the library, then you are getting import module. Okay. So we will discuss all these things. No worry. These are nothing but exceptions. These are nothing but exceptions. It can be handled in Python by using try and except keywords. Okay, so I will discuss tomorrow, don't worry. And many students are getting doubt regarding the college reopening. I know you are waiting for that. So as according to currently finally students are having examination, you know. In the same way secondary students are also, that means secondary in the sense of whoever are in third year, they are having examinations in from November 10th onwards, you know already. So I think the classwork may not be started for them. I think you know already. Okay, the classwork is started for only second year students. Like that means your 2019 batch. Okay, but how, when it will be happened? According to JNK rule, we have to start today onwards. But so AP engineering college is having one committee. So according to that committee, they will see first 1 week. How how the classes are going on, what if any cases are getting or not, they will check all the things. Okay, So if nothing is happened, if everything is smooth under all the circumstances like that, so your classwork will be started from next week Monday like that. Okay. So anyway, you will get update from your HODs. Okay. So in this week there is no classwork for you. So only online classes will be conducted. Okay. So but the second next Monday also, based on the situations, they will give you a message. Okay. So because we don't want to continue the conduct the classes for our entire 120 students in a two classrooms. Okay. We have to follow some instructions from AP government as well. Okay. So for that reason, they thought that they are taking the decision for, they will see 1 week, up to 1 week they will check whether the cases are increasing or not. Based on the situation, they will revise the reopening date. Okay. So until Saturday and Sunday there is no classwork going on. So if there is any schedule changed, so definitely you will get alert from your HODs. Okay. You just follow your HODs commands, don't worry. Okay. They will post you everything in your WhatsApp group. Based on that you can come to the college. Okay. But most probably the classwork will be scheduled for only for you guys 2019 batch only, because for all the remaining batch students they are having examinations. So that for that reason only, if they would like to conduct the classes, you are only the welcomers for the reopening of the colleges. Okay. Hope you understand. I have already forwarded the feedback link. If you have any doubts, you can mention on the feedback link as well. So I will conduct the class tomorrow. Thank you guys. Stay home, stay safe. Yes, I have already forwarded 411. Please, can you please recheck once? Otherwise, I will send again. I have already forwarded. Please check. I think nobody having questions. Thank you guys. Stay home, stay safe.